Hello and welcome to another episode of The Naked Turner. I just took and used my electric chainsaw to flatten out this side of this piece of redwood, and it's got a few checks in it. I probably won't get as big a bowl as it looks like I might get out of this big chunk, but it does feel pretty dry now. It's got to be down to, I don't know, maybe like 10%, 12% moisture. I don't have a moisture meter, but it feels pretty dry, and I've had some good success with some of this redwood, even turning bowls when it was wet and having it stay very stable. So I'm going to give it a try, do a little more roughing on this. And my granddaughter's here right now, and she wants to do a project, so I'm going to get her set up to do a project.
I need glue.
Now I'm going to cut this other side off here. Safety gear. Always remember to read, follow, and understand all the safety of the tool you're using. So right now I have on my shield, so I'm going to cut parallel to this over here. Okay, now I have a big compass here. It's about a 2-foot leg, or a little over 28-inch leg compass that I happened to get a long time ago and was very lucky to find. Anyway, I'm going to be cutting off the corner somewhere around there.
Grandpa,
Yeah.
come and look at my castle.
Okay, I'm going to check your castle out. Okay, so there I have a couple different circles. I'm just looking at how much I'm going to cut off here, but something around that. Okay, so now I have it checked up here, and I'm running down around 160 RPM, 164 RPM. Extremely slow because this piece is very out of balance. It has a big knot on one side, which is making it a lot heavier, plus it has some other things about it that are making it extremely out of balance. So if I turn it up much faster than this, the lathe will start bouncing around, I'm sure. So I'm going to proceed slowly, and as always, an absolute must. Okay. Banjo in my tailstock. So you can see here this rather large knot that I'm starting to encounter is going to make this fairly interesting. I'm not even sure if this will, with these big splits, if I'll even get anything out of this bowl. It's going to be a lot of work, so we'll see. Alright, so what I want to show you here is that I'm trying, it's very hard when you're doing something this large to stay relatively out of stress, where your body is not taking too much stress, but you want to try as hard as you can to let your large muscle groups do the work, not your forearms and your fingers and your hands. So try to keep that area relatively loose, you know, stiff enough that you're not going to let go of the tool with this, but you want to use your hips primarily. So I'm going to come in here, I'm using my gouge, but I'm cutting at about a 45-degree angle across this edge, so I'm kind of shearing the wood and not presenting straight on like this. I'm going to be coming across and cutting this knot. If I came in straight on this knot, it's just going to cut, even worse than it already will, coming across it at a 45. So here we go. see, I put on some gloves because I was worried about this type of splintering here. I usually don't turn with gloves unless I have some very large unstable stock that I might be turning, and this is the biggest piece I've ever put on a lathe, so I figured it would be safer. Figured it would be a little safer if I had some gloves on here. Alright, a little camera change here. I'm getting close to bringing my tailstock in too, I think. Because now I'm really close to having this thing more balanced. Alright. Alright, starting up again. Okay, I'm back with a sharpened blade here. Let's see how well this does. Should have been a nice consistent cut for a roughing gouge, and it is. A little bit of tear out there, but that's normal with the roughing gouge on these parts of the flat grain as it meets the end grain. So there you go. I'm going to now work on this upper portion here. Okay, I'm going to make my mortise now. Okay, I'm putting some sanding sealer on. Bottom of the bowl here. Alright, I got this in here, tailstock's in, and turning on. And this redwood is always really tough to finish because it's so porous and then it's also not porous in certain areas. And that's why I'm kind of trying to saturate it with some of this sanding sealer here. It sounds like my wife is home. Having to finish up this project here. I'll have to come back and do the rest of it later. Yeah, I'm going to let that dry and then I'll finish the rest of this on another day. But there you go. Almost completed. Yeah, I'll do a little bit of sanding on this and then finish it up at another time. And there you have it, another episode of The Naked Turner. Hope you enjoyed. Tune in for part 2 of this video.